All right, Sky Squad, we are back in the building, and I just want to say happy Thanksgiving. That's first and foremost. Listen, y'all, we made it another year, so we got a lot to be thankful for, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and stage dive into some Thanksgiving tea to go along with your turkey, okay? So Robyn Dixon is speaking on Wendy and Mia's incident in Miami, wherein Mia tossed a drink at Wendy and almost, or perhaps, hit her with her pocketbook. Okay. So Robyn is speaking out to the Today Show about the altercation. And this is what she had to say. She said Mia was wrong for throwing the drink. I wish she didn't do it. But my thing with Wendy was I really wanted her to stop because I didn't want her to do something that she would regret that jeopardized her job or her reputation. That's interesting to me because I don't remember that seemingly being Robyn's concern. I thought Robyn was recording Wendy and telling her to fight or not fight, but do something. Is that what y'all remember? It didn't seem like there was much concern for her doing something that she would regret, because that's incongruent. Okay? Then she continues and she says, I explained to her that you have more to lose than Mia. When I'm telling her you're being antagonistic, I'm telling her that because I'm saying you're going to make her do something that you don't want her to do because you don't want to be caught up in it. So that was my whole point. And I'm upset that they didn't really express that. Who didn't express that? You didn't express that? Because that's not what we saw on the camera. Okay. And if you were really that interested in trying to get them to stop, it seems as though you, Miss Rough and Tough, who's always getting up in people's faces, might have taken the opportunity to, stage dive in the middle of it. I mean, this was one of those times where you should have been up and out of your seat, but yet you were sitting down casually recording and laughing about it. Following that, she said this. I don't even understand the comparison to me. It was two totally different things. In my opinion, throwing water on someone's face is messed up, but to equate it to Monique grabbing Candace and punching her multiple times, I just couldn't make the connection. Well, the connection is this. You were telling her to fight or not to fight.
Do you want to fight? Then fight. If you don't want to fight, drink on me over.
Do you want to fight? Then fight. If you don't want to fight, drink on me over. Do you want to fight? Then fight. If you don't want to fight, drink on me over.
Whilst also recording it. All the while telling Wendy that she was being antagonizing towards someone who had tossed a drink at her, not trying to de-escalate the situation. And the problem is that you were okay with screaming fight or not fight in one situation, but suddenly, back in the day, it was, well, I don't want to be associated with any type of violence of that nature. I don't want to be associated with this. She says it didn't turn into that situation. This is Robyn talking. Like we weren't like, oh my God, Mia's horrible or Wendy did this. It wasn't one of those things where we were taking sides. It was just like, okay, this has to stop. Girl, what show are you watching? What moment were you living in? I don't know what else happened outside of what we saw on the screen, but on the screen, it appears as though what she is saying here is very much incongruent with what we saw on the screen. And it seemed as though her disdain for Wendy led her and Giselle to only go and try to comfort Mia and not show a single ounce of support for Wendy in that moment. Because it could have been that you supported both of your girlfriends, but you only chose to support the one. And I don't even know if it's because you actually like Mia, but I think it was moreover because you don't like Wendy. Then she goes on to say, with the Monique thing, the violence was not okay, but I was more upset about what happened afterwards with the social media, the manipulation, the lying, and all of that. That is also incongruent with the immediate response following the altercation between Monique and Candace, because the following day or the following days, I cannot remember which it was, you actually had an event that you were at with Monique, and you were also photoed with Monique. And then a few days later, you also had a cast photo shoot. Then you also had the sit down conversation with Monique, and where you expressed your disdain for her lack of empathy. At that point, you were already allegedly done with Monique. So that also seems incongruent. There's just a lot of incongruence with much of what Robyn is saying in this article. And I want to shout out to Jay's reality blog, who has been doing a very diligent job of getting all of this information out. And I just want to shout them out because they're doing the doggone thing. Now, Wendy hopped in the comments and she said this: a lot of people are pulling out PR stunts today, 3 whole days, and this is the best that they could come up with. Laughing emoji. She is not buying the incongruence of it all either. Okay. And that just might be the word for today. Incongruent. Because none of what Robyn is saying matched what we saw on the screen. Okay. But you guys let me know what you think about it. Are we being unfair to poor Robyn? Or are we all justified in feeling how we feel about this situation, especially in retrospect when we think about what she's saying in this article? Make it make sense. Somebody, please. Okay. With that being said, I also want to hop over to Mia real quick. We had given you guys an update on, her talking about her act of tossing the drink was intolerable, how she needed to move on. One of the other things that she posted was, I take full accountability. I was wrong. No one deserves to be treated with disrespect. I'm sorry I let you all down. Now, this was captured by our friends over at OMFG Reality TV. Make sure you guys are following them as well. And I think one of the things that I see as a theme in the comments is apologize to Wendy. Make a public apology to Wendy. And I do think that taking accountability is a great first step. But I also think that a sincere public apology to Wendy is definitely needed. Now, whether or not that's going to happen in the next couple of episodes is yet to be seen. But I'm sure if she is participating in the reunion, that is going to be forthcoming, because the backlash has been severe. Okay. So I think this is a good first step, but I think that I agree with most of the collective in terms of the fan base, is that the apology should most likely go to Wendy. Now, I want to move on to some very positive news, because we had covered, as many other publications had, that Nene Leakes' son had experienced a stroke just a short while ago. Okay. And I am so excited and happy to report that Brent Leakes, her 23-year-old son, is recovering and doing much, much better. Okay. Now, as you guys may recall, I think it was early October, Nene took to social media. She confirmed all the reports that her son, Brent, had suffered both congestive heart failure and a stroke. Okay. So now, a month or so later, look at God, because Brent is up and moving and walking and heading out of the hospital. Nene posted this on her social media just in time for the holidays. And I could not think of a better way to end this video than to celebrate the fact that he is able to go home. He is able to recover. He has been through it. He has been through the storm and he weathered it. And I feel like so many people were with Nene Leakes in prayer and sending good vibes her way, sending Brent good vibes his way. And don't you know it? God did it. So I just want to end on that and just say thank you. Just thank you, God, for the gift of life for all of us. Life is really, really short. And I'm super glad that Brent is able to be home with his family for the holidays. As I hope that you are able to spend the holiday with your family, love on your loved ones. Life is way too short. Y'all know I love y'all. And with that, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.